So let us start. An if statement, as I'm saying, is what we call conditional statements, and they help us to make decisions. Decision. Is this correct?
Yes.
They help us make decision, right? They work with what we call Boolean. This is the part I said we're going to deal with Boolean, which, remember, Boolean only focuses on two conditions, which is what and what? True or false, right? Now, the way they work is such, it's in this manner. If the condition is true, right, we perform, okay, if the condition is true, we perform execution of the code within the statement. Okay, you're gonna see what it means this later on. So we're starting with an if statement, right? We're saying it's a conditional statement that help us make what? Decision, right? We make those decisions based on two conditions, whether the conditional statement was true or it was what? False. If the conditional statement is true, we then perform what is contained within the statement itself. So the way it looks like is the following. An if statement, the way it's written, you write it like this. You say if, you put some brackets, then you put your condition here. From there, you basically put brackets like this. Then you write your statement here. Are you with me? Okay. It's an if. It must have the bigger brackets. These are the bigger brackets, right? We call them the curly braces. So you say if, you put the condition inside, right? And then you execute the statement only if the condition was what? Was true. Okay, let's put it in practice. Okay, an example of this will be the following. Let's say we're creating a program wherein we're going to check how old is a person to tell if they are able to vote or not. You can only vote when you are how many years old? 18, right? So we're going to say, let's say we have an integer variable called age, and we put it as 32. Then we go and say, if age is greater than 18, are you with me? Then this person can vote. We can then say console dot write line in the following fashion. You can vote. Simple like that. Can you see the condition? So what is the condition? This is the condition, right? Which one is the statement? Is this one that we must execute. What if the age is 32? So is 32 greater than 18? That means the condition here will tend to be what? True, isn't it? Remember, the condition can only return two values, which is true or what? False. Depending on those two values, you identify whether you are running this statement or not. Ne? So since the condition is true, we must do what? We must print you can vote. Ne? But then imagine if the age was 12. Is 12 greater than 18? It's not, right? Then this statement can never be run, like it will never be displayed. We ignore whatever is inside the brackets. Does it make sense? Okay, let's go put it in practice again. So here we go. Int age is equals to 32. Then we go and say if the age is greater than 18, right? If it's greater than 18, then console dot write line show us that you can vote. You can vote. I wanted to write a nice English, like you are eligible to vote. But then I realized I'm the only one who went to war school, so people are gonna say eligible, you know. But you can vote sounds like a nice word. So obviously when we run our application, we expect the results to say what? You can vote, because obviously 32 is greater than what? 18. What's happening? Okay, it's greater than 18. And I did show you that if the age can just be tend to be less than 18, this condition, nothing will work. Can you see? It will never say you can vote. Right. What do you think will happen if ever the age is 18? Is 18 greater than 18? But is it greater? What will be the will it result to true or false here? What will be the result when you say 18 greater than 18? Will it say true or false? Huh? It will say false. Let's see. No results. That means the result was false. Ne? 18 is not greater than 18. Ne? But then, what if you are 18 by that year? Can you not vote? Remember, you vote from 18 going upward. They don't say you must be above 18. Like, once you turn 18, you can start voting, right? But we are already saying you are 18 here. Why are you not able to vote? So we must also include what? An equal sign. Ne? All right. But the way I want to introduce it is to say, we don't have to include it in the same line. We have to say, or. This is an or, by the way. The two straight lines. In the keyboard, you find them on the same button as a backward slash. Can you see your keyboard? You see that straight line I'm talking about? You have to put two of them. They mean or. Right? This is where you find them. They mean or. Do you see here on the picture? Logical or. So you put two straight lines. For an and, you put two ampersand. Hey, whatever they call it. See, as for more school, ampersand. Okay, so now you must say or age is exactly equals to 18. Now this is crazy. You can't put one equal sign. Why? You're saying why? Yes. One equal sign says age is equals to 18. You are enforcing age to be 18. But here we already know that age is 18. We are not replacing 18 with anything. So this simply means assign. This is to assign. You need to write it down, you know, on your notes. One equal sign means assigning. Two equal signs means comparing. You get it? So one equal sign, you assign. Right? Assigning, I mean put value. Value inside. Right? And then, what about two equal sign? What am I saying about two equal sign? You are comparing. Comparing. Ring. The comparing. You must put two of them when you are comparing, right? So now we are comparing whether age is equals to 18. So you must put two equal signs. Now let's run this. Let's see. What do you think the results will be? Will it say you can vote? Yes, you can vote. Reason being, this is where I need you guys to now understand this portion. And we need to be writing it down this one. You need to understand the difference between an or and an and. Very important. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get there now. An or, one of the condition must be true. Let me just say at least one of the condition must be true. At least one of the condition must be true. You don't care whether it's condition number 1 or it's condition number 2. One of them must be true. When you're using an and, both the conditions must be true. Are you with me? Both of these conditions must be true if you are using a what? and end. So you will say, let's say condition 1, right? Condition. Let's do it in programming. So that's the difference between an OR, logical OR, and a logical AND. An AND is an ampersand, and an OR is these straight lines. Okay, now, in programming, let's dissect what we just did here. Put it in our stomach. The age is what? 18, right? Is 18 greater than 18? It's not, ne? Are you with me? So this first condition, instead of being true, it becomes what? False, right? So you have got false on the first condition, false here. What about here? Is 18 equals to 18? Yes, 18 is equals to 18, right? So you now have true and what? And false, ne? Then you check, which condition were we using? Were we using or an AND? Or. And or says, as long as there's one condition which is true, you can execute this part. You get it? But change the situation and say, both of these must be correct. Are they correct, both of them? Remember, the first one is false. The second one is true. So you've got true and false, ne? When we run this, the AND will result in saying there's no results because both of them were not correct. The AND enforces them to be correct. Ne? Which is what they used to do to me when I was young. To say, you can't come back. All of us had one rule at home when we were starting to be naughty. So, you can't come back and point at others who are not back yet. Ne? You all face the same music. Yes, it was very tough. So, and you could imagine if there was a lady, whether, let's say, if I have a younger sister who's like 2 years younger than me, and I'm 15, she's 13, right? When I'm 16, she's 14. 17, she's 15. That is now, you know, during our time, 15 was the time to start, you know, standing at the corners. And me by 17, that was the time when I'm at a west stage now. You know, I'm now jumping fence, you know, all of those things. I'm now picking up small cigarettes, putting them together, big cigarettes. You know, that is my peak time. And it's also a peak time for this lady. Right? So now, and you can't come back home and say, I was here at 4. Like, if the other one is not yet back, you must just go out. You know, continue with whatever you're doing. So that already you're going to face the music. So, you know, you might as well use the time, you know, for your own benefits, you know. So if the other one is at a corner, you will find your own corner as well. We'll meet, you know. So we started having, so okay, you know, let's rather date at the same corner, you know, because you are dating too far, eh? And I'm dating close by. And, you know, I can see the car when it's coming back to it, it's time to dance now. And by that time, you're 6 kilometers away. How are we going to do this? Let's get closer. Boyfriends and girlfriends which are closer. So now, our parents didn't care whether one of us is home. They were not using an or to say, all right, one of you is home, so we are good. No, say, both of you must be here before 6. You know, if 6 hits and there's one, if the other one is about to face the music, you also face the music. You'll be sitting there 5:45. Hey man, yes. What's happening? And you're calling almost so, hey, have you seen this one? But we're about to lose Christmas clothes here. And I've been here the whole week. So an AND says both conditions must be correct for it to function. Ne? Okay, but you see what I've just done here? Pre-assumptions of data in programming, it's not correct. Ne? This is only for learning. So let's take it one notch up and see what do I mean by pre-assumption. Pre-assumptions, I mean by saying the age is 18 when I start. Ne? Are you with me? You can't start by assuming that an age is already 18. Where did you get it from? Ne? So we actually need to put this at nothing. Just reserve a value and go ask the user for this value. You remember getting values from the user. Console.writeLine, let's put it as right. Okay. Say, how old are you? How old are you? Are you? There we go. Now, that means because we're going to get it as a string, we're going to say age, it's got to convert. You remember this thing we did in the morning? To int 32, which comes with its own brackets. That's the time we're going to do console.readLine. For someone, they will think, yo, this guy is too fast, but I have taught you this already. Now, let's rather remove this. Oh, now, since you've already seen that you can have two conditional statements, you can put these two conditional statements in one by doing this. These are two conditional statements. The other one is saying age must be greater than what? Than 18. The other one is saying age must be equals to 18. Although it's one equal sign, you are not allowed to put it like this. Big errors if you do that. Okay, there we go. Now I've got the age. How old are you? 12. Can you vote? No, you can't vote. Although we're not displaying the message of saying you're not voting, but we know you can't vote. Okay, 60. Can you vote? Yes, you can vote. Is this difficult? Okay, it's not difficult. Should I increase the volume? I told you back end is boring, because it's just code. We don't normally see nice things happening. No, there's no button that means the color should be changed here. But once you get this correct, at least you have seen the final product of what we're trying to do, like those calculators and what were those nice forms. That's where we're headed. But then now, the big problem will be if you only know how to do the forms, but you don't know how to implement the button to behave in a certain manner, right? Okay, so to know that this is the brain. Okay, let's do one more. Let's include now an else. What do we mean by an else statement? Okay, an else statement will say, okay, if the condition is true, remember that note I was saying, right? If the condition is true, we perform the execution, right? The else part says, if the condition is false, the condition is false, run the false statement. Okay, someone started a meeting I don't want to be part of. Let me just entertain them. Tell them there's no bread. After this, what do I have? Test analysis. Not in the class. Madam, I'll be watching you. Oh. You are back again. My eye on you. Who are the others? Because someone started the meeting. Waiting for others to join. But there's no others. All right, let's implement the else. Let's see how does it looks like. So, for example, now in this condition, all you have to come and do after the if, you come and implement what we call the else. The else doesn't have a condition because its condition is already false from the other side. Are you with me? So there's no need to include the condition. You just say else, you put the brackets, then you say what you want to say on the else. Okay, so here I just want to say too young to vote. Too young to vote. Now let's see what happens when we run our program. it will ask you how old you are. If you say 12, what will be the result? Too young to vote. But anything from 18 going above, it will say you can vote. Does it make sense? There's nothing else I need to teach on the if else. Any questions? No questions. We are moving now to the switch. I'm not sure if it's part of the notes, but yeah, after the if else, we hit the switch. I'm not going to do the while loop and for loop. We would have done so many topics today. So we did casting, user input, operators. I didn't do the strings, because this one deserves its own day. So I didn't do the strings. These are for next week. The Booleans, the Boolean values are what we're dealing with right now. And whenever there's a Boolean, I always tell you, here it is. But it's not being called a Boolean by that time. For example, modulars. The modulars can only return zeros and one, right? That is true and false. The same thing with the if statement. The if statement only returns true or false. And then you decide what to do with the true, what to do with the false part. Now, comes the last part for today, which is the switch. Crazy, crazy, crazy thing. The switch, it is. There's still nothing here. Okay. Let's see how does the switch looks like. So let's say we have a switch. We say we have an integer called day, right? There we go. And we're going to ask a user console.write. We're going to ask them to enter the day of the week. Enter the day of the week. Then they will give us that number. We're going to store it in the variable day because it's an integer. We're going to start by converting to an int, which is the smallest int, right? And we're converting what? Console.readline, which comes with its own brackets. Done. Now we have the day of the week. Now what are we going to do with the day of the week? One thing you might want to do is to say, but you will see that it will take you the whole year to finish this. You might want to say, if the day is equals to 1, okay, it's equals to 1, then which day is the first day of the week? Come on. What's for religious? That's good. Give me something. Which day is the first day of the week? Sunday. There we go. Now, I want to show you something. If you run this, execute your code, it's going to ask you which day of the week it is. You say 1, it will print what? Sunday, But if you say 2, there is no condition for 2. Can you see there's no condition for 2? We just have a condition for 1. So if you say 2, nothing will work. So for you to get 2, you will have to repeat this statement and cover it for 2. So now you will change day 1 to become what? Day 2. But you don't replace day 1, And day 2 must be what? Monday. So it's like this. Let's see. You put 2, then you will get Monday. Do you see that for you to get all the days, how long your code should be? Are you with me? Okay, now there is a way to shorten your code. So you will come and say, instead of including so many if statements, you're going to use something called the switch. The switch also looks like this. The switch works based on the day. You are capturing the day. You have the day with you. All you do is just write what you call the cases, right? So you say case, the value is 1. Wait. In case the value is 1, console console dot write line. I'm gonna print. Which one is the first day? Sunday, right? And then I'm gonna say break. Now, I'm not sure, do we say? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Then you do this. Aha, now we're talking. That means this comes here. Okay, and then we run it. Enter the day of the week. 1, the day will be Sunday, right? Now, the good thing with the switch is that you don't have to go out of the switch to include the other days, right? You just go and copy this again, and you paste it. You change this, okay, the second one to become what? 2, and then you change SU to become MO. That's it. You see the skill there, SUMO, war school. Then you can repeat the same for the other days, right? There we go. Let's say now the day is 7. 7 is what? Saturday. Hey, Saturday is hard to write. Saturday and Wednesday. I want to skip Wednesday. Wednesday is West. Wednesday. Huh? Friday it's easy. Friday. Which one is Friday? Is it 5? 1, 2, 3. It's 6. 6. You see? Here you just put FRI. There we go. Now, let me show you this one more case I need to introduce. Then my session is done for today. Okay, my program is running. Which day of the week is it? If you say 6, you get your Friday, ne? Fine. What if it's in the case wherein you give it a day which is not there? Which day didn't I include? 4, ne? 4 is not there, ne? What if you say 4? There is no results, ne? Let's control it to tell it that this is not a day. So we'll come and say default case is the following. Console dot write line, say not a valid, or let's just say not valid. Don't want to cause a scene, and then I hit it with a break. There we go. Run this. Now, if I give it a day which is not part of those days I've included, let's say I've done day 1 up to day 7, right? Then someone, from Jason Batwarel comes and say day number 8. We don't have day number 8, right? What are we gonna get? Not valid. You get it? That's how we switch. Ne? We put everything. Remember, these are all if statements. You just don't see it. I started by writing an if, ne? To show you how many ifs are you gonna write, ne? But then now, because they were separated, you put them all together. One basket called a switch, ne? And the switch just go. In case the value is 1, print Sunday. In case the value we got is 2, print Monday. Like that, right? The last one says default. In case the value is none of the above. Do you get it? In case the value is none of the above, we will say what? Not valid. Now the break means that after finding the value, ne? Are you listening? After finding the value, the minute it says, oh, we're printing Monday, it hits the statement called break. Break means that you are done with the switch. Get out of the switch. You don't need to test whether it's Friday, whether it's not valid, ne? So it immediately get out. This makes sure that your program runs faster, because you don't want your program to say, okay, is it 1? Yes. Let's say it says it's not 1. Is it 2? Yes, it's 2. But then it continues to say, is it 3? Is it necessary to go to 3? Hence, we need to break immediately after finding our value, right? That's what the break means. All right. Your task, it's very simple. Ne? Are you listening to the task? Write a program. Right? Write a program wherein it's gonna ask a user. So I'm starting from the top to the bottom. Ne? The first task you're gonna do is exactly what I've been doing now. Then the second one will be what we did before, going down like that. It will become much more easy. Write a program which is still fresh from your mind. This program must ask a user to enter the number of the months we are in right now. Ne? Once you got the number of the month, you are going to display the month name. If it's February, you're going to say it's February. For example, your program will say, which month is it? Someone will say it's 4. 4 will print April. Do you get it? Do you get the similarity with this program? Any question on the task you're supposed to do now? You can start. I'll be walking. Ooh. Now people are saying, what I say, I'm walking. No, please, yes. We will not break. Very simple. I don't even have to hide this. At least to give you confidence that you can do it. Let me just scroll down so that you are able to see. At least the example. Guys, it's exactly the same if you get it. Oh, come on. Someone is struggling, that person must get out of the class. We just did this now. Not yesterday. Today. Have you done it? I need to give you another one. So for everything we do today, there will be, but I don't think we need to write an example of casting. Come on. Typecasting and variables. Whatever we're doing here, it's already there. We're converting. We're doing what? Hold on. It looks like you don't even know where to start. You're not sure what?
What to do.
Why? You were not here with us in the morning. You just arrived. Oh, yesterday things are yesterday. It's today. When you here today. Come sit with this one. Because you're not sure what to do. Oh, the whole class is not sure. Madam, you also like, you're not sure what's happening. But when I'm asking, what is the question? No question. Yeah. People are not serious. Like, you can just sit and hold hands and then later say you're not sure what to do. Can't be. People are almost done here. And you see what's going to be the problem? The same people who are not sure what to do. When I leave the class and the others are done and class were running, they will never ask, show me from the beginning who to start. They will also pretend we're done. They go home, they come back tomorrow. Say, that's what we mean by passion. Passion means that you're not going to sleep until you get it. And you know for a fact there are people who knows those things you want in this class. People are still struggling to create a project. A project.
So can we do them all or just few?
All.
Yeah.
All. How? You saw how far I went with my JC. Up to Friday. I skipped some because I was the one delivering. There will be a lot, man. Yes. There have to be a lot. So that the person who doesn't know, when they come tomorrow, you are showing them what you did yesterday. The first thing they yes, yes. Yes, yes. I'm lost. Which day are you talking about? You are guessing day. Which day are you talking about?
How many are they? 12. Yeah. 12.
But you see, already your things are not fun. How do you have this without the brackets? Some going to be terrible alone. Every statement ends with a column, semicolon. Console will write, you have to get it from the system. You can't just type it out as you see on the board. Right? Type it from scratch, type console. As you are typing console, something will pop up. C-O, and there will go. You see console. Don't finish typing it. Then, once you are typing C-O-N and you see console, just select console. Because you're going to need press dot. Now, what are you looking for? Type W. Again, you see right line there. You select it. Select the next one. Amen. Then you put the brackets. Because if you are typing as you see on the board, you are going to be making mistakes and you're not going to be able to see it. You just read, oh, it's in console. You don't finish typing console. You write C-O-N, you move slowly. Now, some of the things you must also look at the board. If you check on the board first before you finish typing, you remove it. Remove those things. Right. Look at the board. Yes. How many months do we have? 12. So how many cases are we going to have, including the default? 13. It's a lot. I went to group this past weekend, and I saw some students grooving. And when we were at group, guys, when we were turning up, stop this thing of calling me say. Because you don't know what I've already told people there. When you come, say, I submitted the assignment. What? We're turning up. There's potential. Oh. People are saying we submitted. Oh. What did you submit? Hey, you can't say that. Because now we're losing points there. Just remember, next time when there's an activity, A code like this will not be displayed to you to follow, right? You have to know these things. You can only know it if you are challenging yourself by doing this even when I'm not in class. But when I'm not there, here, it's all checking. Hey, who's trending? Did you see this? Hey. Then people are forgetting. Or when they program, they need my screen to be on. Once you get one case right, the rest becomes simple. Is it done?
No, I'm left with the computer. I mean the default. I can't remember.
The default doesn't have any number, it's just default. But it has got everything. Just beside the number. You see the other one says case 12, what was it? The default still has the columns. It just doesn't have the number. Right? So you write default like that, then you continue with your console, what do you want to display to the user. What is the bracket? Anyone who's done? That's the way.
That's the thing, like, I'm not sure I need to do so, but instead of showing the level, it should start. So it can run, but it can't really before.
Or it's an older version. So what you do is you go to debug. Yeah, good. Not that one. The one on the link at the top, just next to it. Go to debug, you see from the corner then. Find, come with it, edit, view, project, build, debug. Click that one. Start without debugging. Yes. Okay? What if you only wrote June? Let's try another one. Oh, she's pressing 6 because she wrote June. Debug, start without debugging. 11. 13.
Let's take it to continue.
Hit 13.
30 on.
Now show this one how to start from the beginning.
No, she still has to say.
Oh, I see. But you must be the one moving, madam. Because this one, the things are moving. If you all just sit and watch the QR code, you will also sit. Is yours working? The back. Let's go to the back. Start without debugging. 9. October. Oh, September. How? I thought 9 is printing October. Okay, okay. Madam, are you done? No or yes?
Yes, I'm done.
Start without debugging. Hey, don't just enter yours. Which one is that? 8.
8. You want yours?
Is.
Which one?
15.
15?
Not valid. Madam, you're not going to win. Eh? You're not going to win because you see your brackets. Everything is happening outside of your bracket. So you need to actually delete this bracket. Scroll down. But delete this one also. Scroll down. Okay, come in. Yeah, put 2 more brackets that are like that. Sharp. Now let's go up. What I'm doing is wrong up here. Here, it switch months inside the bracket. Okay, console dot write. What did you do wrong on this console? Delete it.
Everything. The console.
Yeah. All of the console are not working. Oh, they are not going to work, madam. You call your project console. So your project is called console. You can't use console. Do you see? You are calling it console. So you are supposed to call it something else. You can't rename it.
No, it's fine. I'll start from now.
Yeah, so when you start all over, just make sure your project is not called console. Any movement? Console months. Yours should work. Your problem is not console. The problem is the break. Go on. Okay. Now, switch based on this. The month we're in. Case 1, your case 1 is not correct. This should be space between case and 1. Same with 2. Okay, before you go further, man, 1 is your 2 int, the 2 ring and L. Let's scroll up. It's saying you are missing a semicolon here. Every statement in C# ends with a semicolon. 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 It doesn't need a shift. No. Semicolon. After the letter L. Do you see the letter L on your keyboard? What is that key next to it? Press it. Don't press it. Sharp. And then 1 is got console dot int 32. Something is wrong with that statement. Go to it. Let's see what is it saying. Console does not contain project is wrong. We're not using Windows Phone. We're not on Windows Phone. Which means that part you will do. Then you just jump in there and you realize you are not on Windows Phone. You are on Windows Phone. Madam, you decided to go solo. How is it going? Go on. Why is your mind having an issue? Because you are not capturing the man. You are asking a person to enter the man, but you are not capturing. So we need that part which is mark is equals to convert what. Are you done? It's not. Let's scroll down. There's an error. Go up. I saw it. There it is. On month, the case has a bigger bracket, what we call curly braces. So after the month, there, the bracket for the month, just click there, press enter, press the bigger bracket, the curly braces. Yeah. Okay. Using the closing one. Scroll down and up until the last case. No, that's it. Put that bracket again. The one you just deleted. Yeah. What is what driving? Now it's much better. But I have a problem. We are using the right line to ask the question. Just use the right. Use the right line. Yes. Does it work? No, every week your finger is broken. Why is it? What are you doing over the weekend? That when you come back here.
No, I'll mark with my son then when he's still
Even last week. This present. Yeah, let's close first. Let's use the right instead of right hand because we're now entering our value here instead of where the session is. Yeah, just go to the right instead of right line. Make it just right. Sharp. Yeah. Okay, you can hit the numbers. Let's hit 9. Which one is that? Let's see. Present. Next. It's not showing. Oh, no. Debug. It is working. No, the other debug. Yeah. Little bit. Start with that debugging. Without. Close. Debug again. Start with that debugging. Click. Start without. Without. Yes. Press 9. Hit. 9 is October. You skipped a month. Was it exactly 9? You see, you're counting. So you're counting, you said what? Let's see the counting. 1, January, 2, February, 3, March, April, May. And now you're supposed to change all the months after June, because June is actually 6. Is she started?
Yeah. How are you?
I said my good. Good. Okay, we're about to move to the next task. The next task is the following. This one deals with the if statement, right? So in my code, I'm going to roll back. I'm not sure if I will find it. I should find it. I need to roll back to that one of this is where I need you. Okay, do you remember this one? Huh? You do remember this one, eh? Okay. Now the task is to say, write a program, right? Did you write the question of the previous one down? Because if it comes to the test and I said, we've done this before, you will be lost. So this one is to say, you are developing a program. This program is going to ask you, right? Then, how much is the total you have spent at a particular shop? Ne? You heard me? How much did you spend, let's say, at ShopRite? You can pick your own shop. How much did you spend in total at ShopRite? If you have spent more than 159.50 cents, now. If you have spent more than 159.59 cents, you qualify for a discount. You heard me, right? If you have spent more than 159.59 cents, you qualify for a discount. If not, you don't qualify. You got the question, eh? The strategy on how to do it is on this example. You can start. 159.59 cents. If it's more, ne, you qualify. If you don't, that means you spend less. We're moving on to the next project. Let's start. Should I make it similar to this one? This one was saying, if you are 18 and above, you can vote. Do you see the similarity? Ah, come on, guys. If you have spent more than this amount, you qualify. If not, you don't qualify. So I get a call this week from this other company, right? Because you guys, when you leave here, you forgot. I don't know what makes you do that. You forget, like your memory is flashed. You go up there, then you say me and you were tight. Yes, you go there to companies. Then like me and Mr. Tendo, we were tight. You write me on your reference on your CV. That time I don't even remember your name. You never made an effort academically for me to remember you. The minute the program ends, I don't even remember what you did. The calls will be coming through. Do you know Joseph? Joseph! Who's Joseph? No, he said, hey, you were his manager, dynamic DNA. Manager? Yeah, level 4, C#, all these console app, Windows Form, buttons. He's speaking all about it. I'm like, did you have a photo for Joseph? Maybe. Nothing for Joseph. I'm like, give me time, I will research about Joseph. Call me in 2 hours. I researched about Joseph. Academically so. Went to the test. There's no Joseph. Assignment, Joseph is missing. But Joseph now is written on his CV as a reference to say, I know about this work. I know that he works very hard. He's very passionate about his work. Punctual. Punctual means he's here every day. But Joseph is not here today. And he will not be here even next week. What is going to happen in his CV? Should I say I know Joseph? No, I can't lie. I don't remember Joseph. Mm-mm. In fact, I will tell them the Joseph you have is the wrong Joseph. I have a better candidate than Joseph. Yes, the candidate might not have applied, but I'm going to push for my candidate. That one you have there, trouble. You are making a big mistake right there. Who are you? So don't write that unless you perform in class. The children knows all about my punctuality. Because that's what you're saying. That everything you wrote on your CV, I'm aware of some of it. Most of it, in fact, you'll be saying most of it, because your only experience will say dynamic DNA. Are you winning with this one? Come on, everything is basically the same. I think you just change something like, yeah, you just, come on, guys. Should be done. But you must be very careful of the data type. I sent 159.59. No way the data type can remain the same. Even the question has to be different. Even the way you address the user has to be different. So you see, as we move like this, me and Mr. Shana, next month, we will be hosting what we call internal hackathon. Have you heard of hackathon? Wherein all programmers and people who love programming, people who have big ideas, people who are solution, producers. We meet in one place, and we give you a problem, and we give the whole day. There's no class that day. There's not even any student in the campus. It's just you guys, because we don't want to give you bread that day. Obviously, for hackathon, we remove the bread. Breakfast, proper one. Then there's lunch. Then there's refreshment, and on those refreshments, 3 o'clock, you will start hearing the music outside of what kind of entertainment I was talking about. You will see the smoke on the price stand, you see the smoke, you will hear the music, you can tell that this entertainment is going to be lit. So if you are going to be part of it, you tell your better person, your parents, your gatekeeper, hey, when I come back, the balance could be mistaken here. I might fall. Because I will be from programming. Yes, I will give option. And there are prizes. You know, people win laptops, tablets, all kind of things. So I think it's going to be next month in September. When is that thing for Heritage Watchers? 24 September. It's a holiday. Eh? We might do it just before the holiday, so that we give out prizes that are, you know, people are going to enjoy even when they leave here. But definitely, I'm sure every year we always have like one laptop for the top prize winner, tablets and things like that. And you know what happens? We just come and tell you guys, create a system that is solving a problem in the taxi rank. We don't tell you what is it. Okay? You sit down, you come up, and your solution is solved. You solve problems. And we leave you. We come at 9, 10, we give you pizzas and what we start, you know, and whether you decide, hey, this one is a better programmer, I'm a better thinker, we combine, we design something, this one is good at front end, what we combine, boom, there's something, you know, that's what we call a hackathon. Yes. You are done. Then? I must come this side. Let's run it. Oh, okay. Here's a problem. Do you see this number here? Now, if you go to the data types, the nodes for the data types, which data type is this one? Which one is it? From the data types. You know, is it an int? Is it a double? Is it a float? Is it a string? What is this one? Eh? Then this must change to be a double as well. Now, if this is a double, there is no way you can say convert to int. Which conversion are you going to take it to? Yes, that's what you do. But the D, the same way the I was a capital letter here, the D must also be capital letter. And double doesn't have numbers, so there's no 32. Okay, let's try it out now. Debug, this one. The third one. Start with that debugging. Okay, enter an amount. Now we have a problem. Because now saying it was not able to take the string and move it into a double. Right? So the other thing that programmers do from this point, before you close, they immediately copy this part. You see, system.number.pass string double, all the way to that site, paste it on the internet. Control C. Okay, go to your browser. Paste it. Hit end. Someone has asked about this. Now you click the first one. Let's go. Okay. Now let's see. Someone is trying to do similar thing, right? Let's scroll down until we find something very, very simple. Convert to double. Okay, this one is not doing the right. Scroll. Okay, go out. You are looking for a similar, like, kind of code. Now let's hit this one. Okay, let's scroll down. Down again. This is still the question. Let's see if there was any answer. Okay, let's change it. Run the program again. Yeah, go to debug. divided by int. Now, can you just put it as an int? Just type without the commas. Okay, this one works, right? Now, use a different comma than what you used before. Remember, they say full stop and another comma. The problem was your comma, so it could not convert the dot to become a comma.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Are we winning? Does it work? But I think it goes with machines. I think the language input on our machine is not the same. You remember we had the same situation the other time, where in your comma was the problem. You were putting full stop when you're still using Windows form and kept saying, hey, we can't convert this to be what? Which one are you using now? The comma. Okay. All right. So this is for the if else and all that. Does it work?
No.
You have an error. Your error is coming from your comma. It's a full stop there.
It's a comma. I put a
Put your full stop.
It doesn't work.
It will work. When you're typing, don't put a full stop. When you're typing, put a comma. Yes. Comma. It works. The full stop is only for programming. Right? So, just that you guys don't have admin rights. Ne? Where does Windows put these things these days? I think it's in regional settings and what. But it's not even important to know it, but I might as well just show you what it does. Okay, guys. Hello. Small attention. So, the part where we need to convert a string to become a double or a float, requires that your computer must be having settings within itself that, depending on where you are in the country, right? Even the keyboard changes. Are you aware of that? Yes. There are some keyboards wherein when you press the @ sign, it brings I think it's hash. That is the country setting, right? So in most cases, it could be because of, let me go to the control panel. It could be because of this, I think it's region. Changed, in number format. It could be because of these settings here you see on the screen right now. Right? So mine it's using the format which is what? From the United States, right? As you know, we love being next to the United States. And this is the time format and everything. But we can go check the admin setting here. Can you see mine? That mine works using a dot as a decimal number. Like, that is the separator for the decimal. It's a dot. Some of your computer could be using a comma as a what? As the one to separate two numbers, if there's decimal, right? Based on the count that has been selected. You get it? So, but in programming, it's unified. In programming, a dot, it's a dot, like it's a comma. Right? So when you are programming, you have to put a dot. Because a comma means you are separating two things, right? So you put a dot, but when you are now running your program, just remember that if it refuses to take a dot, you must put a comma. It can only take those two. So when you are doing that and you say, it says, hey, we failed to convert. Just know that it could be because your computer is accepting a comma instead of a dot. Right? We are together, Right. Right, that's the end of the lesson for today. And I shall see you guys on the Tuesday of the next week. Yes. Mm-hmm. What
gives you multiple errors.
What happens if you
Put a comma or a dot,
Uh-huh.
then it gives you multiple errors.
These are errors when you're programming or when you're running it.
As I'm programming right now.
Or as you're programming, as you get the errors, when you're programming, you can't put a comma. You put a dot. Like you see like that 159.59. It must be dot. In programming, a decimal is identified by a dot. The type of in-space definition, what of the space? Or end of or scroll down. Okay, see now. So the two main goals in that. We need to remove one. You must take this count. Okay, 1 open, 2, 3, 4 is open, then you start counting. This one says 4, close it. That's it. This is what I'm talking about. The dots. You don't replace it. This is programming. You use a dot only. Only when you run, you can use a comma if the dot is not working. So run it. Let's see. Hey, wait. Something is wrong. First of all, this number is not an integer. This number is a double. So you must change this int from being called int total to double total. This double, we don't use this. We use the blue one. Type the small letter one. Right. Now, that means your convert to int is wrong. It must say convert to double. But this double this time around, it's starting with the letter. Done. Then you can run it. Done. That will start dividing. Total spend extra price. With the discount. You see now, if the dot is not working here, you put a comma like this. But you don't do it in the program. You wait until you run it, you choose between the two. Someone is gonna come. Do you realize that someone who missed today is dead? Ooh. Yes, sis. I wouldn't even want to be myself after missing so much lesson. I will kill myself. Just quit.